Hello everyone. This week our brilliant mathematicians have been learning how to add using their number bonds. Now a number bond is simply a pair of numbers that make a calculation, and we have been looking at many different ways of working out these number bonds. Let's start by having a look at our butterfly. Now if I want to do my number bonds to 5, I'm going to have 5 dots on my butterfly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if I was having a look at that number bond, I would have a look at how many dots I've got on this side of my wing. I've got 0. And on this side of my wing, I've got 5. Now, altogether, I still have 5. So my number sentence would be 0 add 5 equals 5. 0 on this side, 5 on this side. Now, we know that when we've been learning our number bonds, there's way more than just one way of making 5. So then we started to learn a really clever approach this week, and our mathematicians have learned the word systematically. Systematically means we're now going to try and work in an order, in a system, to make sure we cover all the number bonds to 5. And how we did this is we started to move one spot over to the other side of the wing. So now I've still got 5 spots, but I've got 1 on this side and 4 on this side. So my next number sentence would be 1 and 4 equals 5. And we didn't stop there because we kept going. So we used our system to rub 1 out at a time and move it to the other side of the butterfly's wing. We've still got 5, but now we've got 2 and 3. So our sentence becomes 2 and 3 equals 5. Now, another super clever way that we've been learning to do this week is by using our whole part model. So it's exactly the same idea, because we're trying to figure out our number bonds to 5. We would put 5 as our whole number. And then we would be putting a part of the 5 in here, for example, 2, and then the other part in this section, 3. So now we know that 2 and 3 is 5. So some of our mathematicians were using the butterfly. Some of our mathematicians were using our whole part model. And there's even another way where we started to look at number bonds, because we started to use our 10 frame. Now, we're going to see now if we can do our number bonds to 10. So my whole number now becomes 10. So I'm going to stick 10 of my yellow counters onto my 10 frame. And our mathematicians are really clever. They will know that when this 10 frame is full, they simply know there's 10 counters. They don't have to count each counter individually. They know that that is a 10 frame. So now if I'm trying to work my number bonds out to 10, I'm going to start in that systematic approach. So I'm going to think about how many counters are yellow and how many counters are red. Well, I cannot see any red, so I've got 0 red and I've got 10 yellow. 0 add 10 equals 10. And then using my systematic approach, I then started to turn each counter over. So now how many red can I see? 1. And how many yellow have I got? 9. And of course, I haven't taken any away. They're just creating another number bond. So I'm still getting my answer 10. And we learned that we could keep going all the way through our number bonds until we turned all the counters round to make 10 red ones. That's the colour I'm thinking of. So we're thinking that it would be lovely if you had a go at making your own number bonds at home. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you some ideas that you might like to practice at home. So let's have a little look. We've got 3 challenges here, and lots of the children, our mathematicians, are used to being able to see our 3 challenges in our numeracy lessons. Now, you might like to pick the paddle challenge, you might like to pick the sailing challenge, and you might like a little trickier one where you're going to be in the submarine challenge. And I would say that most of the children would be aiming for the middle challenge, which is the sailing boat one. Now, if you want a slightly easier challenge, you could have a look at your number bonds to 5. So can you find and practice the number bonds to 5? If you want a slightly more challenging challenge, then you can have a look at finding all of the number bonds to 10. And if you want to go a little bit deeper and go a little bit further, then we have got a problem solving activity for you, where it says that Sid has 8 seeds. So you're looking at your number bonds to 8. He puts some in the red pot and the rest in the green pot. He puts more in the green pot. How many could he have in each pot? So there's a little bit of a challenge there for you, that you would be working on your number bonds to 8, but the green pot always has the greatest number. Now, you can work however you like at home. You could be using our butterfly. You could be using our whole part. You could even be getting objects from around the house. Now, I know you don't have counters at home, but you could be using pegs and moving them from one side of the table to the other. It could be that you're going to find some stones outside and get 10 stones to work out your number bonds. You could even line up your teddies or Lego bricks. So have fun exploring our number bonds, and we will set you another challenge with our learning from next week. Thank you, everybody.